It's also important to highlight that it comes at the exact same time where a major comprehensive proposal was just released to the Federal Reserve, which is a XRP asset as a strategic financial asset for the US. And as you hear about, the president of the USA talk about a crypto account, you'll have to understand that this is one of the proposals that they've received, a fully, entirely backed XRP system that facilitates all of the United States dollars, including the US debt that's sitting at $40 trillion, including the derivatives market, which is a $1.25 quadrillion market. We are talking about the entire United States financial infrastructure switching towards XRP. And if this were to even begin unfolding in the next couple of weeks, it would go back to $60,000 price per XRP is a very reasonable number for the amount of money that it's going to facilitate. And so it's very likely that the reasoning for why XRP would be surpassing $60,000 and the reason why Forbes predicted $60,000 price per XRP was due to the fact that the United States financial infrastructure is looking to switch towards using XRP as the reasonable and the only valuable means of payment. So instead of using the US dollar, instead they're using XRP. And it coincides with exactly what is happening around the world, where now countries have decided to switch away from the US dollar and shift into other digital currencies and other currencies as a whole. For example, right now, oil shipments are being transacted using the Chinese yen instead of the US dollar, which is a major devastating hit to the United States of America. In some countries like El Salvador, Bitcoin is the only means of payment available, and so it's being used as the means of payment. And all of these are things that the United States cannot control. But what they can control is XRP, because Ripple is an American-based company and they own and they host the most amount of XRP, and they also basically run and provide and have built the system for the XRP ledger, which houses the XRP cryptocurrency, meaning it's the perfectly built digital asset meant for payments that could be entirely set in the US, run by the US government, and be used to actually facilitate US government transactions, which is something that has always been talked about by multiple members of Congress, by the CFTC, which is the Commodities and Financial Trading Commissions, or commissioners, what they're exactly called. But this has been something that has been constantly talked about, and we may just actually see it unfold in the next couple of weeks, and it would happen at a very major and large scale because of the amount of money that the US plans to facilitate using it. Now, this is again all likely to happen, and the $60,000 price would likely occur if that were to happen, because the number that would have to be facilitated using XRP would be so massive that there isn't enough demand, or there's so much demand, there isn't enough supply of XRP to actually accommodate, and so you end up resulting in a high price per XRP. Now, as we talk